Good evening, folks, and welcome to Chromatic Chimera, where the story is made up and the experience points do not matter. I am he known as Puddins, your game doge, director of action and player of NPCs. With me are the usual suspects, Kate as Rosella, Anna as Giovanna, Chris aka Bright Dystopia as Ludovico, Noir as Davos, Mike as Enzo, and Liz as Letta. Just a quick recap. It's been a bit because we did not go live last week. So previously on Bloody Portrait, trapped in the chapel, Ludovico and Letta witnessed the true horrors as the monks were summoning a demon from an abyssal plane before their eyes. Davos and Enzo started a scuffle with the monks in the priory, dispatching them quickly. Giovanna, back at the manor, was studying and was approached by the familiar spirit, Belial, who instructed her to conduct a ritual spell to return her family members to this manor safely. Giovanna, with the guidance of some eldritch entity, was gifted a new magic power, and the group began to discuss the next move, wondering where Rosella got to. During this, a thick fog rolled into the manor, and ghastly fell knights began to make battle with the party. Getting by on the skin of their teeth and with fate's aid, the family was able to beat back the ghostly knights who had come on the behalf of the emperor, quote-unquote, the monks at the chapel claimed to serve. Left battered in a near Pyrrhic victory, the family set to summoning Madame Curio, resting and healing. Enzo walked the gardens and was approached by one of the Fell Knights, who implored him to join its cause. Forsaking his rosary, Enzo denied the Fell Knight, who left a hint. "If you wish to know your emperor, seek the painting." And that's where we left off. We are going to begin in the streets of Florence. Rosella, you have kind of left the priory. We're in the same day, and you are walking through the streets, the crowded streets of Florence. And tell me, we're going to be heading to the manor, but where would you like to go while in the streets?
I pretty much would like to head to the manor, honestly.
Okay. Well, unfortunately for you, you hit like prime traffic hour. It is crowded as you're trying to reach the manor. And when you do reach the manor, there's kind of like a weird amount of fog. Like, did somebody do some weird magic spell thing? And as you're approaching, it's kind of cold in the gardens, and you're getting closer to the manor, or walking up the steps. Is there anything you would like to do as you are approaching,
Can I
witnessing this strange scene?
try and figure out where the fog is coming from?
Sure. Give me a. Let me take a look-see at these skills for a hot second.
E.
It is going to be. Give me a scrutinize or a survival skill roll.
Sweet. I accidentally opened up the Agora's Bells game and
Whoops.
not Bloody Portrait. Give me just a second.
No worries.
I'll go ahead and roll in any case. Launch the game. Ew. Not great,
Uh-oh.
Rosella. And I'm sorry, what was the...
Awareness or survival, your choice.
Okay, let's see. Don't have anything in survival. Do I have anything in awareness? Please. Nope. Cool.
Oof. What'd you get?
6.
6, and what was your total you were trying to get under?
Or no. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
no,
you want to
that's
roll
good.
under. Yeah, this is a roll under system.
Shit, that's really good. Okay. I was trying to get underneath of 43.
All right, yeah. So with that 6, that's a good roll.
Yeah, jeez.
You are kind of able to like suss out where the fog is coming from. You're kind of skirt around the property a bit, and you see it's kind of near the back, like the window section of where the library would be. You've lived at this place for quite some time. You know the layout. And you can begin making your way that way if you would like.
I would like.
So you begin making your way over there, and the fog begins to kind of start rolling out, and you just kind of, on the wind, you hear like this ghastly just, and you swear you can feel like this presence pass behind you. It's like this cold, like chilling, like just kind of like as if like you felt like a ghost walked through you.
Great. I don't like being scared because when I get scared, I square up. I keep going.
So you keep going, and you eventually make your way around to the back of the library where the windows are like broken inward. And you see your friends as they're like collecting themselves. They look like they've been in like a fight for their lives as you are coming upon your friends in the manor. Friends, Rosella is joining you as you are collecting yourselves after your struggle to survive against the Fell Knights, and survive you did, beating them back. Enzo has returned from his patrol in the gardens, and Rosella has now joined you in the library. Take it away.
What happened? Did they take your voices too?
Uh, quite a lot has happened. Where have you been walking this entire time?
Listen, I got bored. I didn't want to stay in an old place. No, I just took a walk.
She was doing fine. I could keep an eye on all of you this entire time. Rosella is good at keeping out of trouble, unlike some other members of this family.
All right. But we had some guests come, probably because of what me and Davos did, or I don't know. We actually did not discuss. Well, we discussed some of the findings at the chapel at the priory. Yes.
Happened, and it's nothing that we can't take care of.
True. Agreed.
Well, are you all okay? Do they have any wounds? Like, is anyone like seriously injured?
Davos is serious.
Sure am.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
So you see Letta with her back against like a small section of wall that's just filled with books so that it makes a good lean-to, so to speak, with one arm completely mangled and useless at her side, with a bottle of whatever was closest in the other, at least halfway into it.
Cool. I don't know why I asked if you all were injured. Both because I can see you are, and also I have exactly 0 healing experience as Davos has himself experienced. So let's go find Dottore and see if we can get you fixed up.
This will heal. What I need now is not medical attention. I need someone with experience on the darker side of things. Huh?
What was it that you had in mind, Davos?
Well, these creatures, these knights, they fight without honor. The blade is, simply put, not enough. So, I just need to know who I need to sell my soul to make the blade equal to these monsters.
Well, as for making it equal, that seems a little short-sighted of you. Why not aim for superior? Ludovico?
Sure, if you are looking for such things, I could consult the books.
Good. And Giovanna, if the blade is equal, then in my hands it automatically becomes superior. You understand?
Tell that to those knights the next time I make one of them run into your sword.
Well, they won't be saying much as they are dead because they ran into my sword.
have a question for the Doge.
It is I.
Yes. Who all besides Giovanna can see Belial? Is Belial like obvious to everybody in the room at this point?
No. Belial
Okay.
is only obvious to those who are sworn to Morax.
Okay. So
Until
me and-
summoned into this mortal realm via binding familiar spell.
Right. Okay. So me and Babo Ludovico over here can see him, but not. Okay.
Yeah, and there's
okay.
Belial behind Davos just making faces like...
Yeah, I think
Step
Giovanna
one.
just kind of looks at him like, give him some time. He'll figure it out.
I believe step one would probably be to acquire more, and I'll flick the hilt of Davos's sword. Which stone?
The same material that Rosella is made from, eh?
Yes, quite. In many ways, the very same. We need to find more of it, though, so that we do not sacrifice the sword that you are using now. I need... not much. Perhaps a stone the size of a fist. I have contacts looking for a source, and I believe I found one, but she is tight-lipped. And remind me, Doge,
Yes.
was I told last time, because it's been 2 weeks?
Yeah,
my
you're
brain
good.
is mush.
Yeah, I feel that.
I was told, right, who
Yes.
could guide me, and it's at the
Belmont.
party at the... Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Belmont will probably be at the party. Curio told you who, but did not disclose where. That's the where is on, the onus is either on you to find out either at the party or via your own snooping around.
Okay, what did they said, they just said it was the Belmonts, right? They
Yeah.
didn't say who else. Okay,
Yeah, they just said the Belmonts, who are like claiming to be merchants from France or something like that.
cool. Tight. I believe our next steps must be to go to a party, if I am not too far off base. Davos, how are your dancing shoes?
Well, I am a master dancer.
As I would expect, let us,
I'm sorry, Giovanna. Is there a reason that you doubt my skill in dancing? Hmm? You know, much of the same footwork that one uses with a blade can also be done with a lady. I'd love to show you sometime.
Well, I'll take your word for it, but usually dancing requires a fair amount of cooperation and a little bit less crude jabbing and thrusting across the floor that you did with those fell knights, for instance.
The crude stabbing and thrusting that generally comes after the dancing.
That is as you say. Now, Ludovico, I don't suppose that you managed to put in an order for 2 followers worth of Witchstone, because I will be requiring some for my own use as well. Perhaps it would be good to pay a call upon these Belmonts and see if they're willing to negotiate, and if not,
The order is yet to be made. I have simply acquired the whereabouts of a merchant.
I am not properly dressed for a party, and I obviously need to go get my face taken care of before that. So let's take care of some shopping first, maybe? These Belmonts?
It is not so obvious, Rosella.
You're kind. You're also lying.
Merchant is probably the wrong word. Customer is more likely. And she's kind of swaying back and forth, even sitting on the floor.
Perhaps we should plug the holes in your body before we head on to dance and soiree.
You still...
But are you sure there isn't something that...
It is worth noting you still have like a few days before the masquerade. You've still got like 3-4 days until that's happening. So like you've got time to rest, heal up, take care of some business if you so desire. Just throwing it out there just in case. I didn't want you to feel like, oh, we have to go, like, you're bleeding and we have to go now.
Dance with a broken arm, damn you. Are you sure that you wouldn't like something a little bit more hearty than whatever it is that is to drink before we head out? Or is bed rest going to do it?
Enough. Should take another drink.
I'm going to take that as a no then.
Perhaps we send away for a doctor. Enzo, give me a hand with
Just
poor
realized
Letta.
I'm grievously wounded.
Sure. Enzo walks up and helps Ludovico up.
Not me. I am fine. With Letta.
Sorry, there's a lot on my mind. I walk over to Letta.
So you begin helping Letta up, and Madame Curio's like kind of like your secret doctor as well, like your mob doctor who's gonna take care of the weird magical injuries that happen because ghost knights showed up at your house at night.
Don't forget to tell Rosella about demons and devils
Sorry, what?
choices.
Oh yeah.
What?
All in time.
And you'll see Letta kind of pull away from Enzo a little bit, and you're not entirely sure how, but both knees firm up, and she stands and turns around before leaving the library. I no
Okay.
longer associate with this priory in Florence.
Oh,
They have listeners all around. Anything we say, we've probably been followed and or listened to at this point. That's how the Fell Knights came and did this, and she'll shrug her shoulder, really the only thing that works on the right arm. The prior is completely insane. And they are housing a number of what we saw our first night in this house, as well as one even larger and more dangerous.
how? How are they successfully keeping something like that?
Giant pots of blood and tall walls.
What?
The Potsy is in on the Potsy husband of the Medici is part of the plot, but I believe he's just a pawn and doesn't know what he's walked into.
Of course.
I don't know if the Medici have anything to do with this yet, but this priory is not operating under normal jurisdiction.
I see. Okay, well, let's get everybody rested and healed up, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. Priorities.
Rosella, I wonder if perhaps we might take a short walk together around the garden before
Of
retiring
course.
for the night.
Sure. Anytime.
You all know civilization much better than me, the civilized world and whatnot. So I still have one question that I can't seem to find an answer to, which is exactly when do we get our money?
Soon. We have other priorities to take care of, Davos.
Money would make many of those problems easier.
You really think that money would take care of the monsters that we've been finding?
Men are willing to throw their lives in the way of cannons and monsters for cheap these days. I've seen it.
I think this would be more than throwing bodies at monsters.
Enough bodies, and you can have a country. I don't see why it would stop us with the temple.
You'll get your money, Davos.
I certainly hope that I'm alive by the time that it comes to me. Is all.
We will do our best to ensure that that is the case.
I'm sure you would spend all your money on bodies anyway, Davos, but that is enough prattling for one evening. Let us get you, and I'll grab his wrist and put it over the shoulder. To bed. Enzo, Letta, please. Giovanna, if you would be so kind as to send Belial for the good doctor.
And she will.
And there's Belial just, you got it, boss. All right. And just runs out of the manor. And you swear you hear a clunk and a bang in a corner. The high pitch. In like one, like just the cat meow. The screech come from like an alleyway as Belial makes his way into the city.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get him a nice fat rat when he gets home.
So, and then when I spoke to Curio or Madame Curio, and she gave me Belmont's name, it was in what context again? Just as her customer?
Yeah, as a customer, as a buyer. Didn't specify what, just as like one of her customers, like kind of like how you all are a customer of Madame Curio. And had mentioned that he inquired about Witchstone, not that he had purchased or had made any intention to purchase any, just that he asked about it.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a pathetic scene because Ludovico is basically lifting Davos because Davos cannot move at all. Like he's doing his best to keep his pride. like he's trying to act like he's walking when he's just being dragged.
Yeah, and you kind of begin leading the injured and the indisposed to bed and helping them, get ready for the evening, where Rosella and Giovanna, you have now been left to take your midnight walk into the gardens, perhaps by the spooky tree.
Exactly, yes.
I walk away for 45 minutes, and half of them try to get themselves killed.
If it makes you feel any better, I was at home reading and keeping an eye on them the entire time. It probably doesn't, but, well.
Well, I trust your judgment at least.
Did you notice we have a new fruit-bearing tree in this courtyard?
I did. We were in such a hurry, I didn't really have a chance to give it a closer look. Where did this come from?
Giovanna just kind of kneels down onto where the grass is probably a little damp with the night air and picks up one of the really dark red, almost purple apples. Well, let's say it was a gift from a friend, a patron, if you will. Now, Letta has told you of the demons that they found in the priory. I have suspicion and reason to believe that whatever it is those monks are working for goes directly against the interests of my new patron, if you will. A sort of guardian spirit who's granted me, well, these beautiful apples for one thing. I've got a cat. I've always wanted one. We never had one when I was growing up, and now I finally do.
I do love them.
And, well, I do have to do a few things for him in exchange, but these are things that I want to do anyway, so just as a little hint, it couldn't hurt to have someone more powerful than the Medici on your side. You're smart. I trust you to Go
I
ahead.
trust you. And thank you for the compliment. You do not need to beat around the bush. If you are asking if I will assist you in some way, you need only ask.
Ludovico has a book,
Ludovico has many books.
but not like this. This one is lent to him for a while.
All right.
If you wish to enjoy the benefits that my patron has to offer, you lend your signature and your particular set of talents. He'll give you what you want.
What I want is security for me and my younger brother. That's all I ask for. Now, what does your patron get out of this? You know I do business. This is simply a transaction, and I must know the terms ahead of time.
You said something very dramatic about souls,
Of course.
but I think it's mostly eyes, ears, hands on the ground. Belial is rather specific about wanting to have a more fleshy, corporeal form, but he's easily dealt with. He's still got so much of a kitten in him. It's not hard.
Interesting. So it's essentially we are assembling a body.
I haven't actually asked him yet. I've only figured out how to extract the blood. Actually assembling something in a particular order is a little beyond my talent at the moment.
That might be worth speaking to Madame Curio about. She seems to know her way around medicine.
And if we are to succeed in acquiring some more of this witch stone that the Belmonts supposedly have, we'd be able to do even greater things. And you've seen now probably, like, even though they're very up close and it's dark, but you're close enough that she's got kind of like greenish tinge like on her fingers and on like one side of the face near where the you were there for the fight, or you would have seen the aftermath of the fight, near where the big scythe that she was carrying was held up. So
Yes.
almost like, you know, when you get like a sunburn on one side of the face from being in a car or something, it's that greenishness on there, and then where her hands were holding the handle of the scythe.
Then
That
I'm
is-
going to look at her hands and then like, what is this?
It's all part of the gift. It lets you do great things. Things I've always wanted.
If that is what you want. Now, I don't know if I'm so comfortable in acquiring such changes, but I don't see a reason why I can't at least assist you. I'm not, Ludovico reminds me of a very grumpy uncle that I had growing up. But you're like a sister. I'll trust you.
And you. And she'll just hand you the little, like, dark purplish red apple. And then go back inside the house, get ready to go to sleep.
I want to take a bite. I want to see what it does.
So you take a bite of the apple, my friend, and
Yeah.
it is the best fruit, the sweetest fruit you've ever felt, just ever tasted. It's a sensation. It's an experience eating this fruit, and the world kind of melts around you as you eat it, and you find yourself dancing in this misty hallway where there's just these magnificent chandeliers decorating everything, and your dancing partner is this rather handsome, dark-haired fellow, long dark jacket, the whole package. He is obviously a rich man as well, and powerful. and it is, you're dancing and twirling to the music. But then, as you're dancing, your handsome partner's face begins to kind of melt like candle wax until there's a bull's skull just kind of hanging out of the jacket. And when you look at the hands that you're holding onto, there's these skeletal hands. And then it just flashes back to normal. You're in the garden, it's night, the crickets are chirping, and this delicious apple is looking at you. Mark a point of corruption for that, first of all. Hooray!
Hooray.
Also, though, even though, like, that experience may have been jarring, I don't know how Rosella's reacting to it, but there's definitely a feeling of, I want more of the fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. She's ambitious, and she's this is a bit of Kate and her Beauty and the Beast obsession coming through. But she doesn't mind like the skeletal look. Like, when you deal with spooky stuff, you're gonna get spooky stuff, and she knows what she's walked into, sort of. So I'll take the apple with me.
Okay.
And then while Ludovico is like making sure Davos doesn't like get bisected, I'm gonna go find Ludovico's book and I'll sign it.
Ooh! So it's in the library. It's kind of like there's blood splattered on the library. Oh, wait, it's with you, Ludovico?
The book is with me, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to have to find Ludovico.
Then I'll wait until Ludovico is done making sure Davos isn't dead, and then I'll go find him.
All right, I forgot it was with Ludovico. I'm so sorry. It's been a bit.
Carries it with him always, yes.
That's right. Enzo, is there anything you want to do before everyone, like, tucks in for the night?
No, I think in the morning Enzo's gonna head out.
All
and,
right.
Try to contact Mustafa, I believe.
Yeah.
Try to send word to him. Yeah. Nothing
right.
tonight though.
All right. Letta, Davos, either of you, before Ludovico has another friend sign the book.
Yeah, he probably have some words with Ludovico just as he's being dragged. It's just the first thing he would say is, you will tell no one about this day. Like, besides the fact that I killed those ghosts. But this part we can omit, yeah?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You fought valiantly and slayed 3 of them in one blow, Davos. I am very proud of the work you've done today.
Yes, but they cut me to shred and there are no wounds in my flesh.
I see not a scratch on you. You will lay in this bed and tomorrow you will wake up as if new.
So what is this pain that I feel, Ludovico?
Pride. Your pride has been injured because you found a creature strong enough to match your blade. Shut up. I'm trying to assuage what little you have left. Heal up and you will find yourself a better fighter in the morning for it.
He kind of drops all the charm and look, like, and laughing, and he goes, Ludovico, I am wounded, and there are no cuts on my flesh. What did they do to me?
They tried to take of your essence, I imagine. Things from the abyss generally don't attack the body, but they attack the soul. So long as you have resolve, you will remain whole.
So this pain that I feel is in the soul.
It is.
Well, it's nice to know that I still have one.
You could always sell it and feel no pain ever again, young Davos.
As tempting as the offer is, I believe Giovanna may be correct in the assessment that I think that I would undersell what this is That is why I would like very much to understand the dark that you live in before I make any deal with devils.
Certainly. I will be glad to show you what I am capable of, thanks to being liberated from my own soul.
Is it possible for a man like me to learn the knowledge that a man like you knows?
It is possible for half the man you are to learn, Davos. I believe you undersell your abilities greatly. But you can be greater still. There will always be someone better. But as long as you continue to grow, that is the key.
Doesn't sound so different than the blade after all, then.
I suppose
Alright.
not.
I suppose I must give my soul time to heal, so... Thank you, Ludovico.
You're welcome. And should you need me again, I am always nearby. If you'll excuse me, I must go see Tuleta and Enzo and make sure that they made it to the room in one piece.
Yes, go.
Rest
go
well.
Check on the Christians.
Keep Rosella close by. She, may be useful to you. I don't know how they got in, but, rest well, but stay on your guard.
Rosella never leaves my side. I would never miss an opportunity to have Rosella in bed. Huh?
Sounds like you're feeling better already. Until tomorrow. And I'll head off to see Letta and Enzo.
Rosella, you feel as if someone has just danced on your grave for some reason.
I sneeze.
So Ludovico, you check on the other two. I mean, they're doing okay for after fighting some demonic undead knights. You know, they're about as well as they could be.
Letta, how are you feeling?
And she'll hold up the now nearly empty bottle. Alive.
You have lost much today. Not just blood, but direction. I am sorry.
I lost no direction. I found more resolve.
Without your northern star to guide you, where will you turn to? Inward? Us?
My northern star never left, and you're poor to think that it was the Priory.
Forgive me for making assumptions. Rest for now. I will check on you in the morning. Enzo, are you injured?
No, Ludovico, I am fine.
I notice you are not carrying your rosary with you.
For an old man, you still have a good eye, huh?
I'm an old man, but I'm getting younger.
Every day.
A Fell Knight was in the garden after the conflict. Spoke to me. Offered me a position in the organization, serve some emperor. They represent a part of the church that I've never been aware of, or most people that are Christians are unaware of. So it's not that I've given up on my faith, Ludovico. It's just that I need to know who the true faithful are and who aren't. we've met the ones who aren't, so I need to find, or at least seek out, who are those that are still faithful. But yes, my rosary is gone. And I have a different one. And I pull out the skull, or the bone one, and I show it to him.
Ludovico, he pulls out what is perhaps the most metal object you've ever seen. It's a combination of what you aspire for, but also those horrible Christians. And it's this twisted symbol, like this, this beautiful symbol of Christian Catholic, grace and safety and sanctuary. And it's twisted into this symbol of like death and heresy. And it's very interesting. And it does give off a vibe for sure. Like your magic senses are kicking in on that one.
It's beautiful. May I?
Please do. And Enzo will hand it to Ludovico.
I want to inspect this thing a little bit closer and
Sure.
see what sort of markings outside of Christian exist on it.
Yeah, either give me an education or an alchemy check. I'll even take incantation because that's pretty culty.
Let's see.
It's nice.
Let's go incantation.
Since I think we're all in the same room,
What's
Oh,
up? Yeah.
do I recognize anything on it either? Or do I recognize it as anything other than something that's twisted from Christianity?
Give me a folklore check.
Shit.
I can do
I'm
that.
gonna use one of those pointy thingies.
You're gonna use
to
a fortune?
reroll that.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Hey, all right, 19.
There you go.
And I also just rolled a 19 on my shiny dice.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'll go through Ludovico's first. So Ludovico, you are definitely picking up magic symbols on this thing. Some of them in language, like an old abyssal language you do understand. There's some other ones on this rosary that you don't know. But a lot of it is like, like it alludes to a sort of blood pact, a pact bound by honor, and like in life we served, in death we avenge is essentially what you are getting from this rosary, is the message. So like in life we served, in death we avenge, and it's inscripted with weird prayers. You don't really read them on it, but you kind of make a psychic connection, like a telepathic connection to the rosary, and it's got these weird otherworldly chants that are just kind of going and almost like satanic parodies of traditional Catholic prayers.
Where did you say that you acquired this rosary, Enzo?
A straggler fell knight, one of the ones that we were fighting, was in the garden on our beautiful estate. Simply gave it to me.
Letta, it's at this moment when you're observing the rosary. You don't recognize any of the heretical stuff, but the Christian stuff's kind of what's standing out to you, and the twisted imagery. But the crucifix is interesting because it's older than like Renaissance, probably early medieval. It's almost from the Carolingian dynasty, Charlemagne's dynasty, when he kind of ruled the Holy Roman Empire. France, modern day France, Germany, a little bit past that. It was kind of like almost like Rome reignited during the Dark Ages. And that's what sticks out to you is like the crucifix on the rosary is very much from that area and time period, because I'm like, Letta's done a lot of like that history reading into that stuff, right? So like that's definitely something that's the big thing that stands out to you, is that in this whole twisted heretical rosary, the crucifix is still like an old, like almost like at this point in history, it'd be like an artifact almost.
Is it just a cross, or does it have the humanoid figure on it as well?
It does have the humanoid figure on it, and the humanoid figure on this cross actually remains unchanged.
So still has its flesh, still has...
Yeah, it's still Jesus.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Oh, Jesus.
That's old.
Do you know where it originates from, Letta?
You were upset about a missing piece of artwork.
See?
And you told us it was Charlemagne, right?
I told you it was Charlemagne. I did not bring it up to the rest yet. So I was going to speak with Giovanna in the morning. But yes, the painting I acquired was of Charlemagne. It is far east, beyond Bohemia. Is Bohemia still a thing around this time?
Yeah, it still would be like it'd still be like a part of the Holy Roman Empire. The painting came from Transylvania, Romania area.
Okay. Cool.
So that would still it's kind of like in this weird contested Ottoman Ottoman Empire reaching into Europe zone.
For sure.
That's as old as the man that painting has a visage of. It's from Charlemagne's time.
Interesting. The Fell Knight said something about a painting, which what piqued my, or reignited my interest again, since I didn't think it would be important. And that's why I was going to ask Giovanna, since she knew Senor de Toro more, and I was going to inquire if the painting meant something, or if the paintings meant anything. But I did acquire it from an old contact of mine, an Ottoman, and I was going to see if I can make contact with him tomorrow, or send a letter or something.
That would probably be smart. Make sure that everyone who has had contact with that painting survived it.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know where it's going to lead, but it is connected with these Fell Knights, this false church, as I like to think. But
You're not wrong.
there's a lot of things I don't know, so I don't really know if I am wrong or right these days.
I'll hand him the bottle and, well, I've read too many books and not enough. Can't imagine that I currently have the eloquence to give you much information, but all you have to do is ask. Whatever I remember is yours.
Gracias, Letta. I'll take 3 glasses. I gesture to Ludovico. Ludovico, nightcap before you go.
But of course, always. Rest well, Letta. Until tomorrow.
And you leave. And before we have Rosella catch up with Ludovico, Giovanna, is there anything you wanted to do? You gonna head to bed anytime soon?
Actually, I am kind of intrigued because of that weird sort of portal that I opened up to the moon last time to maybe investigate that a little bit further, because I don't know what's up with that, but I would like to find out. Also, you know.
So back to the library for you, huh?
As usual, yes. I think that she's entering the new phase of sleep deprivation now.
Okay. Only lit up by the moonlight, you walk into this library. The window's broken, right? And as you're walking in, kind of just leaning against the mirror is a silhouette of a figure. You can't really make out who right away, but someone's in there.
What are you doing here this late at night? This is my area. Get out. Leave me alone.
So as you say it, just like with the flash of shadow, and you swear you hear wings like flapping on the air, and you feel this brush of wind, and this shadow wisp kind of blows past next to you, and you feel this looming presence over your shoulder. I merely came by to pay a visit. Not many can defeat my knights.
Well, then I suppose you understand by now that it is very rude to come into this family's house without first introducing yourself. What is your name?
And as you like go to turn around, he just spins around in front of you, that shadowy trail following around him. And there's this like pale-skinned, rather handsome-looking man. He's younger, but he's not Ludovico years old, but he's in that Jason Isaacs range of age. That's kind of like what he looks like, I kind of imagine. Like, really kind of this noble but tough-looking character. Long, dark hair streaked back, and he wears this big old extra black and red cloak, and he kind of gives a wicked grin, and there's these fangs that reach down his face. Like the classic vampire fangs, and he kind of opens his mouth. But your reading would imply that there are other things that fascinate you. And he kind of, like, licks around the fang to kind of reference what he's talking about.
There are a great many things that fascinate me. However, I do not have time to speak in double dealings.
Oh, Giovanna, I don't ask for double dealings. I wonder if I could pass my gift on to someone such as you. An apprentice, if you will.
And what would that be exactly, your gift?
My gift is life beyond death, power beyond the natural, and being outside of God's reach. You see, I have his approval, so you don't need to worry about your soul being damned.
When you say his approval, do you mean God or do you mean my patron?
I mean God, but your patron is merely part of my plan, and I require someone who knows his workings, and I need someone who understands the gift. And he gives like that, every time he just says gift, he just gives that wicked grin, just making sure you can see his fangs. And he even opens the mouth a little bit to like...
Is Belial around right now?
No, Belial you had sent to Madame Curio to send word.
Stupid cat. I'd never find him when you actually need him.
And he kind of like extends a hand like to try and like make sure you don't like try and walk away or say anything. Your friends, if I was concerned with them, I wouldn't have sent my knights to make sure they wouldn't be interrupting us.
Then you'll forgive me if I'm disinclined to agree to whatever it is you want before explaining exactly what this gift is and whom you serve.
Oh, my darling, I serve myself, and the gift I discuss is vampirism. I thought you'd be interested, but... And he kind of like turns around in a petty manner, flipping the cape up to make sure to like, talk to my cape, I'm done with you. Very dramatic. He's very theatric in the way he acts.
Yeah, this guy is pissing Giovanna off real
I
hard.
suppose I underestimated your desire for knowledge and power. Perhaps one of your other family members will be more of assistance than you.
On the contrary, you have underestimated my capacity for studying this. If you are speaking of sanguine restoration, I am afraid I am already familiar with that, so if you want me to serve your whatever he is, you're going to have to do me one better than that.
I serve myself with the authority of God. As I said, I offer vampirism. That is what you get. The gift of immortality. That is far better than some petty magic. You'd have time to study every spell that ever fucking existed. And you want to turn me down. You think the old man Ludovico will teach you much? Foolish girl. You stare power directly in the face. You could save your soul and everyone's soul from damnation. You could save all of Europe with my power, as I intend to do. I have gazed into the void and survived. You seek out powers that none of us can even comprehend, and you think Morax will make you survive. Pfft. The thing you seek has existed before Morax. I offer more than my gift. I have far more knowledge than anyone here and in this library. Pfft. Yeah, I scoff at this measly collection of petty tomes.
And you would offer me more than this.
Indeed. Have you not been listening to what I am saying? And he kind of his cape billows out and forms into bat wings.
Do I have to dress like this if I say yes?
You can dress however you please.
Huh.
Frankly, I haven't been keeping company for centuries at this point, so I've forgotten what fashion really is. But again, when you can kill anyone for looking at you strangely, there's no need to be concerned about what they think about how you dress.
So Giovanna's thinking this over, and just under the hood, I think she is the farthest along on the corruption tracker towards vehemence. So Giovanna of the present is gonna take the deal.
Okay.
Because the promise of eternal life to spend a lot of time working on the Morax jobs is just too good to pass up. Hold on one moment, though, before we seal this in blood or whatever it is you've decided is a acceptable pact-making substance.
Some would call it a kiss, but others call it a bite. It depends how you look at it.
Well, either way, it will be over soon enough. But the rest of this family... May I?
If you can sway them to my side, I see no harm. I see value in some, and others not so much. I'm sure you can figure that out.
She's gonna go look for Rosella because... because she knows that she's already got Rosella teetering on the edge of signing away her soul. So she's definitely gonna be like,
fuck.
If I bring you someone else, you'll give me more power. And I want it. I want it. So she's gonna go to Rosella and just be like, okay, follow me.
And Rosella.
King Lamb to slaughter. Okay, cool.
So when Giovanna leads you to this person, the person is actually the person you were dancing with in the dream sequence from the Forbidden Fruit bite.
Ooh, juicy.
Literally.
I was unmuted when I said that.
Juicy.
Juicy.
Somebody please make a clip of that. That would be great. I'll love you forever.
So on the shadows, on this cloud of shadows, this person just the shadows whisper around you, and then he just kind of stands in front of you doing this very what's the word I'm looking for? Exquisite? No.
Extravagant
bow, yes. I see we are already talking more followers, more apprentices. And who do you bring before me? Is this... Oh, it's Rosella. Good, I was afraid you'd bring Davos.
Davos has no problem inserting himself into places where he thinks he can get a piece of something good. I'm not worried about Davos.
That is...
He requires very little persuasion.
Rosella,
Yes.
Your new emperor, soon to be, offer you immortality and the knowledge of my vaults and libraries. If you accept, you will be under my service.
Sounds promising. I do have one amendment to make. If I join you, I would request that my uncle disappear.
No sooner said than done. Would you like the bones desecrated, or would you like him drained?
Honestly, drain the blood as you like, but I would like pieces of him strewn throughout the city, if you don't mind.
My creatures can see to it. Anything for my apprentices.
Va bene. Sure. I'm in.
And he gives a wicked grin before you feel the pierce of like daggers in your neck. And then you black out.
Sweet.
And Giovanni, you see this happen. He just whoosh, and he just turns around, face just strewn with blood. Are you ready to sign the pact then? Seal this covenant with a kiss.
Fine. And she'll just like move her hair out of the way and just be like, just get it over with already.
Yep, you also get bitten. You both. I'm just take a chaos rank.
Yep.
Just take a chaos rank at this point. I've got a fun thing you both are gonna have now.
He agreed to let Vampire Fabio bite us on the neck. Of course we take a chaos rank.
Where?
Listen, it's Vampire Fabio. I don't care.
All right. Okay. Here we go. All right.
I just want the good stuff. I don't care about this guy. I just want power.
All right. You both now have a. Please mark it down. Sanguine Thrall. You have been afflicted with the curse of the vampire. What once delighted your senses now tastes of ash. You possess a predilection to drink the warm blood of living creatures. And if unable or unwilling to do so, you eventually lapse into a deep slumber from which you can awake only after the feeling passes. Daylight becomes your greatest enemy as it causes your vision to grow blurry and your skin to suffer easily the effects of a terrible sunburn. Holy sacraments, garlic, and other tokens of faith give you terrible headaches if you behold them. Along with these weaknesses, you gain strength from within as your grasp becomes incalculably powerful. You find that your lifeblood pumps heartily through your veins, filled with unnatural strength. However, it is only a matter of time until the curse takes hold over you. The question remains, are you willing to pay the price for immortality? And I think we've answered that question with a resounding yes. So, okay, so just don't get 10 points of corruption in a session, or take stress, fear, or terror. Also, cannot recover from peril by any means, and only, okay, that's only after, okay, that's only at, like, if you get the bloodlust stuff, okay. Alright, cool, alright, yeah, so, avoid the sun, drink blood. You know how it be.
Standard.
And with that, we can move into the next morning then. Giovanna and Rosella, you wake up in your own beds somehow, miraculously. And if you do go into the library in the morning, you will find that it has been repaired and cleaned since the fight the previous night. Everyone feels miraculously, you're at full. You're ignoring these rules because something happened in the night. Something most unnatural. So, everyone feels great in the morning. Feeling refreshed. Like you had coffee injected directly into your veins.
So, Letta's arm is no longer healed?
Yep, your arm's good. What's up, Noir?
I said Davos is actually gonna wake up a little disturbed. Something Ludovico said didn't sit right with him as he slept. So
Ooh.
He's going to like wake up very early in the morning and make his way down to the tomb where he found the sword.
Oh, okay. To Sophia and Nettle's tomb you go, behind the extravagant, wonderfully epic painting. You descend into the tomb below.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's going to look at the tomb, and he's going to look at his sword, and he is just going to just talk to them. Just I don't. This sword was made to fight the darkness. I understand that. So I don't understand why something dark would lead me to it. His, like he's like kind of fumbling. Like, is there something more? Is the fact that he has a soul is kind of fucking with him, and that's kind of what he's
trying to take stock in that, huh?
yeah, it's just like, did you create this because you're a Christian, or did you create this because you know what's out there and you want to stop it?
I created this sword to stop whatever things are out there that would seek to destroy us, yes. You hear coming, just kind of resounding or echoing through the tomb. Doesn't really come from anywhere specifically.
He's like, now he's very freaked out, and he's going to say, I want to stop what is out there. But if I do it in a way that I know might work, I'll just be bought and sold again. And I decided that I am not a commodity. How did you stop the darkness?
We merely fought it wherever it reared its head. We used what we thought was necessary, but sometimes what you think would work doesn't always, because the enemy you are fighting isn't necessarily the darkness.
Well, clearly you fought. I will not swear to a Christian God, but to whatever oath that you might have sworn.
I swore my oath to Artemis, as did all of my fellow brothers and sisters who took up arms in the Order of St. Caliban. We only maintained a Christian visage to keep our heads.
Then I too will swear to this Artemis.
The Huntress welcomes you then, Davos.
Good. Because there's so much here that needs to stop.
Yes. And your enemy must be like those that are not from the dark, but rather when the light is corrupted.
Then he just kind of looks over at Rosella and he goes, I will learn this. I will continue your ways. I will read about this huntress and I will do her honor.
Oh, you already have. You've killed many bad men, Davos. Those are her favorite kinds of hunters.
I'm always happy to hear that I've pleased the lady.
Well, get out before I change my mind.
He just goes scampering up and then he just runs to the library to read anything he can find about Artemis.
There's tons of books about Artemis because, well, Greek/Roman god, right? Artemis, Diana, like there's tons of stuff. This is Italy in the Renaissance. You could find paintings of her probably by somebody famous.
That is all Davos is doing right now. It's weird because he can read, but he's not like good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, Apostoli? Apostoli. Apostle. So you'll just hear random aha coming from the library as he goes about it.
Perfect. Anyone else? Is there anything you wish to do in the morning? We have two new apprentices. We have people who have recovered overnight from terrible, nasty injuries. And Ludovico has a weird book.
Rosella wants to go see the weird book because she didn't get to do it last night.
Hey.
Hey.
Enzo was gonna go and visit Letta and ask if she wanted to join him, because Enzo's gonna go down and look and see if he can make contact with Mustafa.
Sure. And Chris, you have anything in mind with Ludovico this morning?
No, he'll amble around. He was attempting. He's been planting seeds last night. I think last night he would have said some things to Enzo during their nightcap to get the wheels turning, but nothing yet. So
All right.
He'll probably just wait until he's discovered by Rosella.
Okay.
Rosella 1.
we will handle Enzo and Letta first, and then we will get to the other business.
Enzo is going to knock on the doorway. Letta, you awake?
Come in. And you see Letta standing in whatever room there is, swinging the staff around, testing out her arm.
Flawless.
Hurt it any way, shape, or form? Like,
Nope.
no issue?
Nope.
Like, potentially old battle scars are, like, less achy in the joints?
Yeah, maybe even some stuff from before is feeling a little better, too. Who knows what happened last night? Who knows what was in that booze?
Well, and so you see Letta doing exercises with her staff.
So it seems that I wasn't the only one feeling better today. Your wounds have healed.
Completely. Everything suspicious.
Quite. I just passed the library and I saw Davos reading slowly to himself, which is quite odd. Aside from that, and Enzo is sort of curious. He as he walks in and closes the door slowly, is still looking at where your wounds were, and then sits himself down. So I was going to head down, probably to the port, hit up some taverns, some unsavory places. It's the only way I can make contact with my contacts. But I was wondering if you want to join. There's a lot of things happening, and your wounds healing is definitely one of those things.
And she sits down across from you, putting the staff across her knees, kind of rubs her left knee a little bit. This used to ache every morning when I get up. Today, there's nothing. How did you know Lenore? Just paintings?
I came across the Senora when I first came to Florence looking for work, and through some contacts, through some third parties, I met the Senora, and she was looking for arts, and I have many contacts around the Mediterranean, so I did a couple of jobs, and a couple of jobs led to several jobs. Eventually, she became a clientele of mine that was very lucrative. But yes, it was mostly arts, which is not uncommon, but it is actually quite hard to procure these days. But yes, it's mostly arts. Mostly art. Sometimes I get confused. I did a lot of jobs, so.
No. She's been good to me the last few years.
Of course.
Odds and ends for her as well. But I knew her through my husband.
Oh.
I'm sure she still has a bottle or two of wine around here.
bubbly.
From our winery. I have more coming. It has been sent with note to keep it from being tampered with.
Smart.
There's so much happening, and none of this is normal.
Lots of things have broken my perception of reality, and I've seen a lot. And Enzo sort of stands up, goes towards a window in the room. I would hope there's a window in the room. Sort of looks out, continues to talk. Looks down, probably sees the weird tree. When did we get that tree?
Probably about the same time Giovanna turned green. And would I recognize it as a tree of knowledge?
Yeah, you know enough. You would see it as like definitely the tree of knowledge, a supernatural tree of some kind for sure.
Gotcha. I don't know yet if that is fruit we would want to eat.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I'm not going near that tree.
It resides in a number of your own books. That's straight out of Genesis.
I don't know anymore these days if what was written or what I've been told is true. And honestly, I don't care right now. There's things beyond me things beyond us that we need to attend to. He sort of turns back to you. So, before we get off tangent, would you like to accompany me? We can talk on the way. You seem fit.
Certainly. If I'm restored, the others should be as well, and they are practical and capable individuals.
Right. It's nothing against the family members. It's just with Davos trying to seek nefarious powers, I just hope Rosella doesn't fall into that same type of ploy.
Too late!
Take care of herself.
Each one has their own motivations.
That's true. That is true. Anyways, let's continue this conversation as we go. I hope to make contact with Mustafa, hopefully maybe after the masquerade, see if he gets word. I would like to know more if since you seem knowledgeable. I don't know much about the painting or history in general, so I was hoping I'd converse with you, maybe get some more sense onto why this painting that was stolen seems to be important. It's not that I don't want to bring it up with the rest of the family, I just don't know what it will lead, and I don't want to distract the rest of the family members. I don't want to put any more on our plate than we already have.
Then let's leave a note so that they know we weren't abducted, stolen, or ran away. And unless we run into one on our way out, and I'll gladly come with you. Share what I know.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Oh.
Doja,
Yes.
I would on our way. I would like to take a route past the bank where
Sure.
we did yesterday. If that's on the way. If it's not, if it's out of the way, then never
Yeah,
mind.
well, we can call it on the way. I don't really have a specific layout to this city. I just have things
Sure.
in general areas.
Cool. I want to see if we on our way past it, if we see any of the Pazzis or Medici's or anyone outside. I don't plan on going in.
No, you don't really. You just see the usual, just the crowd milling outside the bank, people coming and going. It's business hours, so if there is anyone there, Medici or otherwise, they're probably inside. But it's at this point we'll jump to a quick break, and we will be back with more Bloody Portrait very soon. Thank you, everyone, for joining us so far. Be sure to check out our sponsors. I'm dropping the link in chat right now, and we will be right back. gentlemen. And we are live again, folks, and welcome back. And this is Bloody Portrait. People are signing contracts with all sorts of otherworldly beings. These humans are really, really just doing great. Enzo and Letta are walking past the bank plaza, and they don't see anyone that they're looking for of interest. But is there anything else you'd like to do on the way to the docks at all? All right, Liz, you had mentioned Letta was going to try and ascertain the whereabouts of the Belmont family.
Yeah, so I assume that whoever Enzo's contacts were would know the comings and goings.
Sure, yeah. So you make your way down to the docks and to the ports, and you begin poking your way around. Enzo, who are you looking for around here in these parts?
Enzo would have had a couple of contacts that would have kept in touch with Mustafa.
Okay.
But it's been quite some time since I've
Yeah.
conversed and met with Mustafa. And I don't know where Mustafa would be since he's a busy man.
Give me a rumor check then, as you're kind of going around and trying to figure out, like, from contacts and various people, like, hey, you seen Mustafa anywhere? And Letta, do the same, but in regards to Belmont and finding where they're staying at.
Okay.
I rolled a 48 and I have a 48 in my fellowship. So
Ooh, nice.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll because I think I rolled an 86.
Sure.
Alrighty, so that is and a rumor has 1 pip, so it has to be below 57.
Okay.
3. Oh boy, that was
Nice. Okay, so Enzo, you're kind of asking around and you run into this salty sea dog. So you're looking for Mustafa, right?
See, cabron. I need to find Mustafa.
All right, look, I heard he's shacking up out. There's the usual spot, right?
Right. With all the other bendahos. Got you.
Yeah, he's. I heard he's been hanging around there looking for some new jobs and shit like that.
Perfect. Gracias, senor.
Yeah, so, you're looking for work too, huh?
Yeah. You could say that.
All right. Well, it's always a pleasure seeing you, Enzo. I don't see you much down here the past week or so. Everything all good on your end?
Yeah. Moved up to a bigger house. Though I don't think the deal is quite as good as I thought it was, but let's see where it goes.
That's fair enough. All right. Well, you have fun. All right. Well, I'll make sure to send word to Booty Island that old Enzo's paying Mustafa a visit.
Gracias.
All right. See you later. And so then we go over to Letta. You are kind of you're kind of just asking around various sailors and various people who are working. And you eventually do get some information that the Belmonts are staying in one of the finer places to stay in town. So, they're trying not, and you also pick up from the rumors that the Belmonts, even though they're trying to hide it, they got some money and stuff with them. They're definitely trying to like maintain a lower profile, definitely from the rumors you're hearing and from the words of various dock workers and salty sea dogs. And you also eventually kind of get that, yeah, but they're also kind of loaded.
And would I know if where they're staying is anywhere near the Priory?
It's not near the Priory. It's probably more in the, probably closer to like the bank, closer to like the cathedral area. But nothing else about when you bring up the Priory, a lot of them are like, oh, you mean the place next to the bar?
It's more of like, were they close enough to the Priory that they could easily sneak in and out, or are they really on the nice side of town? And they're on the nice side of town.
They're on the nice side of town, but people can walk. People can get around.
You sure can.
But you have the information you are looking for at these docks. Is there anything else you'd like to do out here while you are finishing up your business? You both kind of like split up, talk to you like go about your various places, talking to the people. Very, very classic, like movie-esque sequence here. Is there anything anywhere else you two would like to go while out in the town?
Enzo hasn't, but he would ask Letta if there was any other place that they wanted to go, and he would accompany her. If not,
Maybe on the way back we swing past the bank and see if we can see where those Belmonts are, if they're in that part of town.
who are these Belmonts, by the way? I don't.
Well, minus the problematic elements we've already found around town and at home. They are the only thing to have changed recently.
Interesting. Okay.
So, and every time we ask a question of people that appear to be trustworthy, the dice keep rolling up Belmont.
All right. Well, if the Belmonts is who we need to go find, then the Belmonts are the thing to go find.
Yeah, well, I'm more worried about them finding us, and I fear they already might have.
Ah, I see. Okay.
All right, so you two begin making your way back through town. Anyone else have anything they want to do? I believe Rosella's trying to get sign the yearbook.
Tags. Rosella.
Yeah. After doing some reading, I think Davos is going to head to the bar.
All right. And what are you?
And
Yes.
I was just going to say this is not even needs to be a scene, but at this point, Giovanna is going to also place an order with some of the house staff to get us some sort of like beekeeper type veils so that if we have to go outside in the sun, we can be suitably mysteriously shrouded. Doesn't need to be a scene, but she's getting us vampire clothes.
Perfect. So like even when you go outside to look for stuff, you're like, ew, the light seems especially bright today. But you do feel spry and fast and strong as a newly fledgling vampire. We go back to Davos. You are heading to the bar. You headed to Grasso Gatto, the usual.
Yep.
All right. What are you trying to find at the Grasso Gatto?
I'm going to go talk to my intelligence.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let me dig up her name because I have it here somewhere. She had a really great name too.
Yes, she did.
Don't mess this up, Alex. Luminosa Signorella.
He's just gonna walk over, do the little bow, and then grab a seat.
Oh, I see you've
That's her.
returned.
I find myself in need of information, and you are the only one that I could think of that might know what I'm looking for.
And when you say that, you do see like a little smirk kind of run across her face. Probably the first time you've actually like something you said is actually kind of like finally gotten the reaction, like the Davos charm's working.
The one time he's actually not trying.
And
Hey,
what is
this?
this?
This thing is working out. No.
What is this knowledge that you seek? I mean, of course, there will be a fee, as I do not offer
Of
my
course.
services for free, but...
Of course. I would never insult you by expecting you to give away your masterful talents for free. I don't have much in the way of money just yet, but I'd imagine that money is not something that is difficult for you to acquire, so I offer you blood instead.
Oh. Blood. So you will kill someone for me, is that it? Or are you going to just bring me jugs of it? And she's trying to be clever with you now.
I would certainly hope you would have no need for jugs of blood. I've met the kinds that would be interested in such a thing, and they are terrible company.
Oh. They must be strange fellows, then. I'm guessing these kinds of folks are the ones you want me to look into, huh?
Absolutely not. No, I would implore for you to stay very far away from these people. I have no doubt of your skill, but you are a wonderful person, and I would hate to see anything happen to you. No, I need to find if there are any believers of Artemis or anyone that would be familiar with Saint Caliban.
Ah, Artemis, Saint Caliban. Well, Artemis, well, yeah, yeah, you know the basics, right? Or-
I've gone through the basics today. The Eternal Virgin, the goddess of the hunt and childbirth, vegetation, and the sort.
Okay. And you're looking for more fervent followers, not just admirers, right?
Yes.
I'll see what I can find. In the meantime, I don't have anyone I want dead yet, but I'll be sure to let you know.
Is there anyone here that is causing problems for the patrons? Consider this one on the house.
I will be sure to let you know, but I think I'll save your favor for something that requires a man of your skill. I would hate to insult your talents, good sir.
Very well. Thank you, as always. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, and I will be sure to let you know if I do find anything.
Also, could you point me to the nearest church?
Well, there's the one, the priory, but they're not letting anyone in, as per usual. Well, there is one up the road, I suppose, a little small chapel. Are you trying to cause trouble, sir? I know how you feel about Christians.
I have had a change of perception. I do not need to worship them in order to utilize their talents.
Ah. Well, you be safe, Davos. Don't go dying before I can cash in on that favor.
I will endeavor to keep myself alive. Happy hunting. And he starts to walk off.
And you walk away. It's at this point that Rosella is able to find Ludovico. Ludovico, I don't know what, you're just moseying around, reading weird books and typical Ludovico things.
Always trying to be in the right time at the right place.
Oh,
I was reading our chat.
oh,
Sorry.
our little Zoom chat is just so great right now.
We're turning Hamilton into vampire songs. It's great.
Yeah, it's okay.
I won't sing it because fucking DMCA, but whatever.
Oh my god, you made me Peggy?
Yes! You fit the meter! Of course you're Peggy! You like tacked on at the end telling us, oh, I don't know about this whole vampire thing. Of course you're Peggy!
You're also the one that dies first. It's fine.
You can also sing, and it's covered by the DMCA. You're allowed to do vocal covers.
And you're
Daddy
Peggy
said to be
because
home by sunrise. Daddy doesn't need to know.
you're also Peggy because double casting Davos doesn't know how to say no to this. It fits. Think about it. Just think about it. It works.
And
We're all
that'll be
chill.
our Flames of Freedom campaign right there.
All of
Fuck yeah.
1870.
Oh, I don't know how to say no to this. Ludovico gave me swords, but I'm Artemis's boy.
Oh my god.
God damn it. That was...
Wait for somebody to clip that garbage. God damn it.
Man. I'm
I'm
watching the heretics burn that you brought to me.
Dear Daddy Morax, what to say to you? You have my soul. You have signed your name. When you came into the world, you screamed, and it broke my heart.
This is literally the best, like, AU Hamilton that could have possibly
I'm
fucking
so happy
existed.
right now.
It must be
my
nice.
God.
It must be
Be
nice
nice.
to have Artemis on your side.
Oh my god.
Every blood pact has an equal opposite blood pact.
Ain't never gonna be a vampire now. Ain't never gonna be a vampire now.
Write your name in the tomb where it happens.
Woo! And you know what? I think on that note, that's the note I would love to end on tonight. There's no topping Hamilton. We're broken. It's been a long week. It's
Don't take the signature from me, Alex. I need that signature. I want that signature.
You will have
So close.
All right.
It was like the families in a battle for our nation's very soul should have become an inquisitor.
You all.
Ludovico's new yearbook plan is nothing more than vampiric control.
And a mute. Just go through the Zoom call. A mute.
They won't
mute,
teach you
mute.
this in your classes. Look it up. Ludovico don't need no glasses. Why? Because he joined Vampire Gang. It's never me. And I'm not getting bit by fangs.
Oh my god!
Bloody
He went up
portrait?
to the
Nah.
painting where
Vampire
he learned his
Hamilton.
lore. I learned my lore. Davos work next door.
When you said bloody portrait, my first thought was this is no Don Trumbull, but it's like no Caravaggio, really.
Oh
Talk
my.
less, bite more.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Too soon. Too soon.
All right. Are we signing the name in the book here? I need to get control of this game again.
Sorry, Doge.
It's okay. I need to bring it in. We will let Ludovico get his signature, and then we will close there for the evening, or at least try to get his signature.
I will track down Ludovico. Ludovico, do you have a moment?
For you, Zella. Yes, I have one. But the next
Wonderful.
one is charged, you understand.
Of course. I'll make this quick then. Giovanna mentioned something about a book and signatures.
A book. Could you be more specific?
A
I
book
carry-
specifically that you possess and you are looking for people to sign.
I take it you are interested.
Vaguely. Tell me, what all is involved should I sign this book?
That is between you and the patron. And he'll open the book and set it down on a nearby coffee table. Please, at your leisure.
I'll open the book.
Okay. And the book kind of guides you to a page. And as you're reading the book, the text glows sickly green. And this skeletal, fleshy, minotaur, ghostly creature just kind of looms in the back of the room and is... So, you've called upon me again. What flesh do you present to me?
Is he talking to me or is he talking to Ludovico?
He's probably talking to Ludovico at this point.
All right.
Master, we have a new lamb coming to the fold. She seeks... Oh no, don't stop on my account. I don't speak over Daddy Morax.
There's one slight problem, Ludovico. It seems the one you bring before me has already tainted her blood with another.
I see. Does this not also apply to me, though?
Our agreement is more. How do I put this? It is more acceptable than what you bring before me. She's tainted by holiness.
Do I hear that?
No, you do not.
Fuck.
Unfortunately.
Holiness. The fuck? No.
Could you forgive me? Elaborate.
The one that you find yourself in opposition with. He known as Emperor. Seems to have worked his way into your newfound family. Ah, yes. This Emperor is an old foe. From before your time.
Does this has never happened? Tainted by holiness.
Sometimes the darkness is stolen by the light. You see, Ludovico?
And he waves his hand. Now you're in outer fucking space. And he's just pointing out stars to you.
There are objects in the night sky that eat the light. That is you and I. But there are light objects on the other side of the light eaters. They corrupt the dark and turn it against us. That is this fleshiness, this mortal you bring before me.
And he kind of waves his hand, and you're back in the manor again.
That is who you bring before me. Someone who has seen the other side and has allowed it to corrupt her soul.
Is there no way to save her?
You must kill the one who she has sworn to, but he will not fall easily. You see, the church ordained him, so he cannot be brought down by standard means, Ludovico.
I see.
That is why Davos's blade was unable to fell the foul knights. For you see, they too have been blessed by God.
Understood.
Perhaps
So
the
how do
time
we...
of revelation is upon us.
Then how do we kill them if we cannot absorb them, overtake them?
And
Are we doomed for failure?
the Minotaur leans real close to you, and its eyes start just glowing, and you see like tentacles reaching through.
Not through my means, but the means of it that sleeps in the moon.
What must we do?
You must seek out its power, as I have been. Allow me to guide you, but do not let those who have turned and been swayed by this false emperor to gain its power. For if he gets it before I, then we are doomed to failure.
What do I do about this one?
Keep her close for now. But when I say kill her and Giovanna, they must fall, for they have tainted their blood.
Yes, my lord. As you wish.
were merely trying to serve me, and you have been deceived by them. But I will allow her to sign her name. Feel safe. Allow her to feel as if she is getting our Lord close to our secrets, and I shall lead them astray. And when the time is ripe, strike my right hand.
As you wish.
And now the Minotaur talks to you, Rosella.
Rosella, you wish to sign your name for knowledge of the stars, yes?
I wish to know the parameters as to what will happen should I sign my name.
Your soul is mine.
I was expressing interest. It wasn't a guarantee that I was going to sign.
You asked. I give answers. That is the kind of patron that I am.
Well, I have answers. That's not really what I'm looking for. So I appreciate your time, but I regretfully must decline.
But there are other things on your mind, yes?
Of course.
Do you not have enemies, loved ones, you wish to keep safe?
Of course. And we have protections in place, or they're being put in place. Why are you so desperate for me to sign this book?
I am not desperate. You came to me.
I did, but then I said I wouldn't sign.
Fine
You
then.
seemed concerned.
Make your lot with your Christian God.
Christian God? I'm not religious. Never have been.
Then cast your lot with who you wish.
I shall. Thank you for your time. And I'll walk the fuck away.
Before she leaves, I'll just say, you've made an error, Rosella.
I'm not
know
the
not
only
what you
one,
do.
Ludovico.
At least I know the path that I walk. Can you say the same?
Well, the path that we walk, we all end up dead anyway. And I'll leave the room.
And
Yes. And then what? And he closes his book.
don't worry, boss. we still got plenty of time.
Yes, but they are family, Belial.
Nah. You
And
know,
like
I
it
killed.
or not, I am beholden to them.
You're not beholden to nobody. Yeah, come on, the Ninth Circle of Hell exists. You know, for betrayers of kin and all that shite. Got an uncle down there. He killed a brother or two. Or was it 3? I don't remember. Anyway, it's gonna be okay, Ludovico.
We shall continue the work we have started.
Indeed. And continue the work you shall. Next week on Bloody Portrait. Hey, thank you everyone for joining us tonight for a fantastic episode, albeit short, of Bloody Portrait. We shall go around, tell everyone who we are, where we can be found, and then we will sign off. After rating friends, of course. Noir, take it away.
Maybe I don't want to take it away. Maybe you want to take it away. No, I'm just hello, I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as the Noir Enigma. I have my schedule pinned. It's very full, so check it out. That's it.
Nice. Chris, aka Bright Dystopia, take it away.
I am Bright Dystopia. I am a variety streamer on Twitch, and I suck. I have not done much, but I can be found here on Fridays trying to corrupt the uncorruptible. I can be found tomorrow and Sunday on my channel doing some morning and night bullshit. Those are up in the air. Come by whenever you want. And then I think that's it. I'm not really
It's okay.
I'm not really around much these days, but we'll have things in the works soon. We'll get back up on that horse and eat it.
You're amazing and you know it. Anna, I was like about to call you Giovanna. I'm like, it's close, but it's
It's okay. I answer to so many things. Hello, I'm Anna. You can find me most places on the internet at Nymeria941. You can also find me back on Chromatic Chimera this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern because I'm going to be guesting on Awakened Pixels, which is a show that I really love that this channel does. It is all about video game characters that have become self-aware of the fact that they are in fact in video games. And I am going to be playing as Gwendolyn Garthstone, who is a self-aware tavern keeper tutorial AI from all of your favorite card games based off of the IPs that everyone loves, and then they like to make fun of the collectible card games. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And additionally, you can also find me streaming on Encounter Roleplay on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. I am the historian for our Flames of Freedom game over there. It's called Boston Besieged, and that is a powered by Zweihander colonial gothic horror game that is set during the American Revolutionary War. We just had our premiere episode this last week, and it was super awesome. Our characters poked the sleeping bear, who was the Freemasons, way sooner than I anticipated they would, because that's just how players work. So
I can attest to that.
Come hang out for all of the fun colonial gothic horror American Revolution stuff and make Hamilton references in the chat and make me break instead of the other way around. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Liz.
Hey, that's me. Button pushing. So I'm Liz. You can find me at No One You Know Backwards on all of the socials. And then when I'm not here, I'm over at Dice Priori, doing community theater and Tales of Gishari. We are looking for a new system for a flagship game, and so we just finished Strike, and we will be trying out oh gods, I'm going to blank. Spire or Heart next. So I don't think that'll be coming up this next week, but the week after that. So we will be playing another new system with some wonderful characters in the wonderful world of Edda. And then I will be hosting my next community theater game in December. So if you wish to go join us and join a one-shot in a Holly Tech and Jolly Mancy is the Rules Light that we'll be playing in December. Go sign up for that casting call. And you can find that at casting.dicepriory.com. And then, of course, join us back here next Friday, where you can see my lovely face playing Letta with her scars and halberd, and doing amazing things. So that's what I've got.
All right, Mike, take it away.
Hey all, I'm Mike. You can find me on Twitter at MikeMellowD. You can find me on Instagram at DM_Jitterbelly. Catch me on Sundays with my group, playing a little homebrew of Saga Black Lotus. And also keeping a lookout for, I will be running a Zweihander campaign as well. A little bit influenced by one of my favorite video games, The Darkest Dungeon. I don't know if you've ever played The Darkest Dungeon. I will be running a Zweihander that's heavily influenced, and there's going to be a lot of, well, if you play Darkest Dungeon, you know how gruesome and brutal that game can be. So keeping a lookout for that. And then also catch me here Friday for some more Bloody Portraits. Why is everyone just doing evil, nefarious things?
Hello, Raiders. Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, we are just ending the episode, but stick around because we're going to go raid some friends after this. But thank you so much. And with that, Kate.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kate. I didn't wear a costume today because my cat napped in my Rosella wig. So she has to be detangled before I can wear her again. Excuse me. When I'm not playing here on Fridays, you can find me here every other Wednesday playing Saren Calvor in Agora's Bells. And then beyond that, you can find me yelling on Twitter normally about my cats or my pug or my new baby niece. And sometimes, BLM stuff because Black Lives fucking matter. But yeah, that's all I got going on right now.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm the Game Doge. You also can find me on Twitter at Mr. Puddins. I talk about a lot of stuff, but not much recently because I've got a new IRL job that's keeping me plenty busy. But you can check out Bloody Portrait next week, where we're going to come back, where people are pledging their souls to Artemis, to demons, and to vampires. It's a grand time. Along with that, I'm also in Agora's Bells. You can also see me in Madame Curios, which is another Wednesday game. But come by tomorrow. We have Mysteries of the Mojave in the early afternoon, if you like Monster of the Week. And then we also have a brand new The Trio Bright Burn Bright game in the evening. That started last week, so you can still catch up on that and be up to date on that before tomorrow. But besides that, we'll be back next week, and we're going to go raid our friends over at Dice Priory, because we love them. Thank you, everyone, for joining.